Well, what do you play into this? I mean, trying to just play a scaling pick like the Zeri could work out. You know, you just end up out-damaging them. You have the Azir. Or just go Kai'Sa, because you have a Leona, and you're going to try to follow up on your Xin Zhao and burn people to death.
Yeah.
I'm pretty low on Kai'Sa myself at the moment, just because I feel like in order to play her well, your team has to be winning. Otherwise, you don't have a lot of agency. I guess that's kind of my 80 carry bias is against like MF oftentimes when you don't have great setup. And I feel like it's a pick that you're not really doing things. You're just waiting for your team to set you up to do things. I do think that into Jhin, you can get on top to get a lot done here for BNK's draft to work.
Now we'll see if he can do exactly that. Game number 1 on the cards, ready to go. DRX up against BNK. Atlas would know. Atlas enjoying a day off today.
Barrier late here for Diablo.
Huh. I guess he got the value out of it after the fact, but kind of.
It didn't look proper, but it still worked.
It was an improper barrier.
Well, it didn't block the initial damage, but then they did.
But yeah, I saw it. It just looked like fur.
I don't know.
I only really saw it on the little doggos as well. So, okay.
See that? What is that? Is that cheese?
What is that?
It's got green onions in it. It's got to be mayo. It's got to be mayo.
All right, thank you.
I don't like that.
I think it does have to be mayo. I don't know what else it could be. Like ranch dressing or something. Horrendously American. We're trying to engage here onto a Nautilus who got a fantastic buffer. Great job by Andal so far. Just dodging everything. He goes back in and tries to buffer again, but he's playing against Xin Zhao. And so he just gets stunned. And now Lazyfield has to use the
Sponge, though, might be able to get on top of Diablo here.
It was all a bait the whole time, except Andal is just dead. That's not a bait, that's just dying. There's a difference. Kellen will die, so at least they trade it back. And kind of a couple of kills that didn't feel all too great.
Yeah, they didn't get the kill onto the Jhin. Yeah, we're still gonna wonder about this. I'm not.
Chronicler thinks it's like scallion aioli or cream cheese.
Cream cheese? I don't know about that.
On a hot dog?
Yeah. For me, I'm like mustard and ketchup. Away from level 6, and it was just a good calculation there from UCal because it looked like there was no minions left, so he knew that Vikla wasn't going to be able to hit 6. We'll probably get a replay of it, but that's what our detective senses are telling us. As Raptor will also secure this dragon here, and it's time for another hot dog in the top lane.
Going in on this one. Not much that Clear can do except try to flash away. Even Exhaust utilized here. A Sponge is going to go untargetable. And that is a very easy dive for them. Now 2 kills for Sponge, so I guess it's that kind of Sponge game where he just totally takes over. Meanwhile, we do have a fight down in the bottom lane. 2v2 Andal in a lot of trouble here. Doesn't have his flash, does have Ignite, and he does use it on Diablo, but it's not enough to trade a kill back.
Yeah, Sponge is going to be able to, you know, after taking that second kill, come over here and take these grubs. Raptor does have Smite. It's going to be a 50-50 here if he gets in time, which he does not.
Just gonna
sides of the map. Oh, now we're in the mid lane trading.
Yeah, Kellen misses ward as well. We got, gonna hop back there as UCal nicely done. Raptor does show up a little bit later than Sponge, who's just gonna hop the wall. Goes untargetable.
Yeah, denies Raptor's ability to get over the wall there with his untargetability. I should probably learn what that ability is called. It's
untargetable.
It's the untargetable /W slash hot dog jump.
Official name.
Yeah. Vikla going in there was a little bit scary with how far away Raptor was, but it's a lot of micro trades all over the map, isn't it? Oh, that slow is big.
Oh, he's hitting everything. Last shot could do it. Oh, the barrier saves his life barely. That flourish will be dodged, or blocked rather.
That's a correct barrier. That's the one we're looking for. That's the correct barrier. Diablo's still alive here. He can go back in.
He's got a shield and he flashes out. Just gets away from Lazyfield. He's walking him around like he's got him on a leash.
Oh
Lazyfield goes down. Kellen gets the kill, but Diablo going back in makes sure he's dead. Meanwhile, an ult in mid. No ult here for Vikla, and that's just another free kill for Sponge, who is 3-0.
It's going to be one of those games about this. Is you don't have ult, you don't have flash. This is Diablo's first-person view on the previous play after losing all of his health, where he goes back in, does enough damage here, and with the Ignite and the spacing on this man, plus the dodge. Can you get him? Can you get him for me? And then Vikla, again, doesn't have Summoner or Ult, so Spun presses R. And then doesn't even need... BNK do have full control on the bottom side, gonna force a flash. Can they get more?
Sponge just ulting into 3 of them. Maybe didn't expect all of them to be there, but they were. Vikla, kind of a weird angle there, but he's not going to get rooted. Meanwhile, UCal is down here, and his ult just dashing back and forth. We got a little bit of support from the Jhin as well. His last shot going to miss both of them. Actually, he had to deal with Vikla, who was right on top of him. He's trying to flash away. It's Jhin versus Azir on the top side. Meanwhile, Kellen died on the bottom fight.
Yeah, and I mean, LazyFeel's just going to get out of here for free. They do not hit the Void Seeker onto him. Andil tanks that up.
What a weird fight.
That's a dragon. Yeah, if Chronic were here, he'd probably tell him to take it away. I'm glad he didn't tell me to do that because I'm not ready.
Diablo decided he wanted to fight for this. He does not have Flash, and he doesn't really have his team because Clear is running after UCal. And will he get the kill? No, he won't. UCal gets away. And DRX are just running this rift right now.
Yeah, it feels like BNK, it's a game of near misses, a game of almosts. So let's see what Raptor can do here. Is this going to be another almost? Or,
I mean, it's Nefiri, but you can't go untargetable forever. And eventually he goes down. That's a big shutdown, a huge amount of gold into Raptor. He really, Andil's kind of hanging around. I mean, you never know in this game. I'm like, maybe they just go in. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they know either, but they're going to come in.
Well, they're just going in onto Leona. They break the wrist, walk away.
That's enough to get that final grub. And that's 5-1. Yeah. BNK a little bit nervous to actually commit further into the fight, which I think, considering the posturing, they decided to go, like they initially had control, but they kind of backed off. Diablo went back to mid. I don't think they were going to be able to win that fight, because LazyFeel can fight from anywhere with he's Jhin. So Diablo kind of has to show up, he has to commit in, has to ult in, and Sonalis on the other side gets a little bit messy. So I think just giving that up there ultimately was the right decision. Kellen gets engaged on, but he just walks away. Doesn't have to flash. Vikla's getting some alone time with his turret, but won't actually be able to take out all of it. And this may lead to yet another skirmish here in the bottom lane.
Only had more grubs.
Yeah.
Not in this game. Not this time.
Starting to feel like Otacon's spawning the bottom side of the map this game.
I would not be surprised, yeah. Andil goes back in. There's still a ward there. A lot of damage from UCal, but Andil has been doing this a lot of the game, just trying to bait them in, I suppose. And he will go down. Meanwhile, Sponge, level 10 and very strong, but he's just in a fury. He gets pulled back, and somehow Raptor got that kill. I thought for sure Diablo was just going to get it on the scoop.
Top laners are just trying to not interact with each other and not interact with anyone.
Yep, they're TPing in. Looks like they do want to go for this fight. Raptor, he gets engaged on, but he should be okay. Xin Zhao is fed. No ult, though. It was 8 seconds away. I thought for sure he would have it back, and that means he's just dead, in fact. Down he goes, and Kellen is like, man, I thought you had your ult. I thought we had a fight going.
Well, that's going to be the Herald here for DRX, but even more, Vikla not able to join the fight completely the game.
Yeah. We oftentimes see this with our East Side teams where, you know, they'll get leads and they'll throw them away. But credit to DRX, at least they were able to set up that last fight, and they've really gained back the lead they lost. It's not a massive lead, but 2000s is pretty good at this point in time. As now, in goes Raptor. He's got his ult this time. The follow-up of the equalizer, not that good, though. It is going to zone them into the mid lane. As now UCal, a big ult and a huge amount of damage in onto Raptor. He goes down. Vikla not going to land his as he gets flashed away from. Re-engage comes in on the left side. UCal goes down, but so does Clear. As now DRX are on the chase. How did that happen?
I don't know. I guess it's determined a little bit earlier in the game than when a lot of those bottom fights happen. So I guess that's why. But like we know the reason, but it just doesn't seem right.
Yeah. Trade of turrets. One more. Just go over to DRX. A little bit of burst here on a Vikla. We got a TP coming in as well. UCal even thinking about taking the 1v1. Now we got supports in it, and yeah, Vikla, he doesn't have assault. He doesn't have a way to dash out of this one. Finally does get straight into the Nefiri and just dies, as now Kellen will also go down. So there you go. That's what happens when you try to save your mid laner, who is wildly out of position. And now DRX is going to take the Otacon.
I do feel like, and I've said it many times, there have been many games where Vikla is beating the allegations. I'm not sure if this one is going to be on my list. Very far forward there. Did have his ultimate, but didn't really have anywhere to go because
he did say you would always choose UCal.
I did. I also did say that. I did say that. I just feel like Vikla's over criticized, but I think he will be receiving some is either side laning when he should be fighting, or fighting when he's alone, or being caught. So 600 gold bounty.
Oh, he's going to be caught with a 600 gold bounty, Wolf. And guess who gets all the gold? It's Diablo on the Kaisa.
Making the better moves on the map, reading this better. TP is going to be committed by Rich here. That is a big Gwen to show up.
Sponge is doing the dragon. Sponge is doing the dragon. This is not going to work, ever. It's not going to work. And BNK will take the fight for free.
I don't understand this one. Like, it's a big Gwen.
You never know, Wolf.
You know, fumbling it a little bit here. It's a decent ult from Vikla.
Yeah, it's a 1v1 for now. UCal is seemingly losing it. By the way, Clear's TP was so deep, as Vikla is going to get taken, or he's going to get the kill, rather. And we also do have Ondel going down here as DRX really just kind of falling apart the last 3 or so fights.
Yeah, just so split up. UCal confident that he could win the 1v1 there, I think is really the shot calling about how this one went down, and then Sponge comes over. Maybe he helps clear it up, but then they can't because BNK are deep in the jungle. BNK just making overall the better decisions here around the map, like punishing Rich, then going for the top side play. They have a 2 Drake lead, so it's not like Infernal Soul's on the cards here for DRX, so they make in this scenario. This is Vikla's first person view on the play. Finds the angle of max range on the Emperor's Divide. UCal plays it as best as he can. But he can't get away.
Able to spare his own blushes from early on in the game as in goes Ondil. And the Equalizer is going to actually zone away the rest of the team from joining on in Clear. Actually relatively tanky, has a Banshee's Veil, is going to live as he flashes back to his team. And Raptor trying to go in onto multiple, trying to take a 1v1 against the Gwen. Not really going to work, but the rest of BNK does show up. And it doesn't really look like Rich and Lazyfield can stick around.
Nah, Sponge tries to get the, like, he gets the reset kill, but is killed before he can actually use it the second one to get out with his ultimate. And just any good news here for UCal. Had a good start early.
Wait. Goes in, and there's a lot of people in the brush as they were hiding on brush. It's a little bit of a broken up fight, but Diablo's going to clean up the mess as he will take the 1v1 versus Lazyfield. Rich comes back over. Diablo at least gets the kill before he goes down. And BNK will win this one. Again, it wasn't a clean fight. It was a down and dirty one in the jungle, but they got the job done, and they will get this streak.
Okay, that's going to be Infernal Soul point for BNK. Lazyfield has a control ward in the back of the pit, but they pull it away from it, so we'll just have to go blind. And it was a nice try. Like, the timing wasn't that bad. He's sad bees away and spot. I feel like we kind of know things now. I think BNK, we know, are in a really controlling position in this game with a 3-item Azir, with upgraded Sork shoes, and this 8-kill Kaisa. I'm feeling like I kind of know. Is that wrong of me?
You think you know?
Is it wrong of me to make such a statement, to analyze such a game?
I think we're knowers, yeah. I think we're in the know. We have the knowledge.
We do have the knowledge. We know the facts.
Yeah. We have the edge of the Infinity kind for this Kaisa. Rich taking a 1v1 against Vikla. It's a lot of damage, actually. Vikla isn't really in this fight, and so he's calling for the team to back away. He wants to back. Meanwhile,
great angle for Lazyfield.
Yeah, they're getting roasted by Clear, but actually it's getting roasted by Lazyfield. It was quite far away. And so 1 kill goes over. Nice call from BNK, though, to immediately abandon ship. We've seen other teams just go in.
Does he just TP back in, though? I am a little bit worried about this. He has full health now.
They've done some damage. This is an engage onto Kellen, who is quite tanky. They throw everything into Kellen, but it's enough, and they get the kill, and now Raptor goes in, Vikla goes in. They're both getting melted, and the low health bars don't matter when you're down so many members. DRX, they win a fight with 4 people.
I thought we knew things. As pretty strong wave clear with the Gwen going to rip through turrets as here comes the ult.
Do we know if DRX just close out from here? Do we know anything?
I thought I knew things.
I thought I knew. Yeah, I thought we were in the know. That we had the knowledge. Instead,
I had the facts and the data.
Yeah. Now it just feels like we're in the dark because he isn't a Fury. He's very slippery. He can dash away. He can go untargetable, and he's been doing this all game. To
UCal on the flank,
you know, to mix success. UCal is on the flank, goes on in, drops a gigantic ultimate into that backline, but he immediately gets sweep and just dies. Vikla goes golden, but now he's not doing damage. Do they have enough? It's the question. The answer is no. As Rich, he goes untargetable and he kills the rest of them alongside a Sponge.
A tie. As DRX are going to end the game here at 35.5 minutes after a disastrous fight for B&K. Kellen shows up, but he won't die, so the record stands.
In this one, I mean, there were multiple issues. Also, Clear went for like kind of the tank rumble with Banshees and Zhonya's after losing the early game. He just decided, well, I'm just not going to do much damage. I'm just going to try to survive. So they didn't really have that much unless Diablo was really putting his face into it.
I was worried for Yukao when he went for the...
To clarify.
Okay.
All right. Right here, the yellow, that's mustard.
Yeah.
Ketchup,
Ketchup.
pickle.
Pickles.
Rest is normal hot dog stuff. The discussion that has almost broken our entire desk and causing is, what is this? What is that?
I mean, it has green onion on it, right?
Yes,
So-
it's definitely scallions.
So-
Like it's clear. I don't think it's chives. I think it's specifically scallions.
Has to
or
be
spring
sour cream.
onions.
It
Sour
has
cream.
to be.
All right.
It can
Well,
be. It can be an aioli with.
here's in-game. This is the in-game look, and Wadid has a breakdown. He was gonna break down that first highlight, but eventually it broke him down.
Wait.
So now it's time for him to go draw on the prompter.
Let me try.
Over there, Wadid. You could yes. He's there.
very
okay.
important.
Wadid, can you please give us the Wadid pro tips on toppings on your Glizzy Nafiri?
All right. So I feel like I don't know. I don't know what I want. I want actually sriracha more than this sour cream. So I want to put like sriracha here. You know, like
Where is it?
There it is. It's on the left.
Okay.
You don't like sriracha sauce? It's really good with mayo.
No, I don't mind it.
So,
But I Wadid. Okay, I know you're the pro and
no,
everything.
no, one
But
second.
Wadid.
I like
Wait.
sriracha
No,
sauce with
no.
mayonnaise.
No. Wadid. There's actually a Dutch. So there's a Dutch sauce called
All right.
curry mayonnaise or curry ketchup,
All right.
which is fire, and you can use it in the same way as ketchup. You can even combine it if you're really crazy, but I wouldn't do that. And you can just cover the entire. We do this a lot actually. Can cover the entire hot dog in.
So,
It's
hold on.
actually
Are hot dogs are like a... Am I just so American that I'm like, yeah, they're an American food, like, or are they not? And I'm just wrong completely. And so all of this feels weird to me, but actually I'm just looking at it from the wrong perspective the whole time.
I don't know, as another fellow American who grew up with hot dogs in New York, like Mr. Brendan Valdez.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would be other than maybe mayo.
Also, did you guys notice that the mini dogs are actually just pigs in a blanket?
Yeah.
They're not even really hot dogs.
Wait, don't go inside his face.
We went inside the hot dog.
So they have pigs in a blanket here, which is the hot dog inside of like a croissant, basically, type, bread.
And I want to, in response to that, Wolf, because I always talk to you guys about culinary stuff. I want to introduce you to the Dutch hot dog. Because you're saying, like a true hot dog, we see that as America. You did. I want to show you some Dutch cuisine.
Yeah?
Give me Dutch cuisine. Show me a Dutch banger. And every Dutch person will look at it. And even if you...
Is that what it looks like?
No. Just wait.
Skins.
You might see this and you might think, nah. I hope we can pull it up, but I'm telling you, I can't get over this guy's face.
So this is what Dutch cuisine looks like? Is that
No,
what you're
I'm
telling
trying
me,
to tell
Chronicler?
you, but maybe it's, I don't know. The thing I'm describing to you.
The poll is done. The winner was sour cream by a mile. Cream cheese got 1 vote. Only 1 vote.
Cheese?
I don't even know why we put cream cheese on there. What else was on there?
Ranch.
Ranch was on there, I think was fair. Tzatziki?
Well, it's not tzatziki. It's not green enough.
Is that how you say it?
Tzatziki, yeah.
Tzatziki.
Yeah.
Like tzatziki.
Yeah.
Okay. Tzatziki.
Oh my god, this is actually so cute.
Actually, the more we're seeing, it's not cute. It's horrifying.
What do you
It's so
mean?
cute. It is actually cute, and I want to see like someone try a cosplay on his dog. Maybe one day.
They don't know what year it is, Valdez.
Oh, they forgot. They're looking at the old notebook, Wolf.
Oh, no.
Ryu's got so many old
Okay,
notebooks,
it
man.
actually was really strong, though. And like, we saw Emilio Aphelios back then, and man, it was a hell of a year. This makes sense with the Talia. I was kind of thinking about this pick because you had the Scion, so you already have a really strong front line, and you've got a Rel, too, for engage. So Viego, if anybody gets flipped back by a seismic shove, and then the burst from the Ezreal comes through the follow-up. You have the Sion on the front, then you front to back there. Like,
What are you Melio cleansing?
no, he just wants him to shoot far.
Yeah, well... No, yeah, I get it.
He shoots a little
I
far.
understand
He gets
that.
a little healing. that's the angle.
I do
He's
understand
ranged into
that,
Rel. He wants to win the lane, and then like later on you're you know, he
does have the
Lucian
little bouncing-
incredibly young in challengers. He's played through the Lucian metas. He has mastery on this champion.
He definitely does. We'll see if that helps as we're getting ready for game number 2, BNK versus DRX.
Right? If I'm not remembering wrong.
Maybe like early 2023.
So I think, you know, that was, you know, we're kind of, I feel like this comp outside of the Skarner could have been a thing back then. Surprisingly to no one, it's Kellen's first pick. We'll get to how many days it's been in a while, then we'll know what year it was, etc. Gonna back away here and take his first back, because here comes Andil.
Diablo's going forward, and then he goes back and uses cleanse.
Everybody else. So I do think he has mastery on it, but I think there's some nerves here in this bottom lane. And they did not play that exchange very well. Andil did. He was like, I'm going in, and you guys can happy feet if you want. Now they're going to swap back up here to the top side. And we'll see Rich, I suppose, TP bottom. Doesn't even actually have to, given the state of the wave down there. But he's going to commit to it anyways. It's actually, looking at a totally different position we have now. Is Clear going to look for like an all-in here?
He was going for the cannon, but Andil does step up and takes a bunch of damage. The last little Mystic shot did hit Clear.
Yeah, but she was gone for a really long time, to be fair, and then she came back and we were like, well, that's enough.
Yeah.
As Raptor is up here, so we'll talk about Nami later. LazyFeel has flash.
Any tunnelers? Raptor getting in. He flashes straight into the Skarner. And LazyFeel is going to go down. First blood. And Clear picks that one up. Lucian dive?
Yeah. No. Sponge hits level 6, actually. He hits level 6. He hits level 6. There it is. Diablo has...
Does Rich have enough mana for his ult? He might not even beat it. He's just killing him. He's just killing him. He just chops him with his axe.
Sponge is like, what the hell? Where's my assist?
And to be fair to Diablo, he's only 70 gold behind, so it's not the end of the world, but he definitely doesn't have the same tempo for sure. As they're going to get the flash out of Sponge. Little stun goes down in here. Clear may be in a little bit of trouble. They're trying to get the resets here onto him, but Sponge gets incredibly low. Has to get flashed on by Raptor to go down. Vikla and Raptor just trying to kite this one out. Bit of damage from the Ahri. As the knockback does come in, they actually flash on in to the Skarner. LazyFeel gonna pick that one up, but immediately gets traded back by Vikla, who has another charge of the Spirit Rush. Just gonna go back in.
The Kellen heals!
It's a very close one, but the heals from the hero Melio is gonna get the job done. It's a triple. You know, the W and the ult comes in, and Vikla was basically unkillable. Meanwhile, we're just face checking a Skarner. Andil looks like he might actually live. Yeah, he's just gonna walk that one off. He's like, yeah, I meant to do that, actually.
If they wanted to fight for it, that is
That was
BNK.
just to make sure that Lazy doesn't get dove.
I think they could still do this dragon, but BNK like pull off of Grubs and are coming down because they saw the TP from Rich, and Clear still has his TP, so...
Sponge is taking the Raptors against Raptor.
Yeah, we're just flipping the map on its head here, and I mean, Clear can join unless Rich interrupts him.
Well, Sponge is dead after all of that. I don't really know what the idea was.
They have to...
He doesn't have Spirit Rush, and he doesn't have Flash. Waiting for Andil to come back in. This might be the shutdown that they want here. Vikla gets shut down. 675 gold goes to UCal. Very heads-up play. You don't often see them be able to punish Ahri like that.
Yeah, very tough to do, but the timing there, they found it. No Flash, no Spirit Rush, as you mentioned. So Dragon went over to BNK. They are also going to get these Grubs. I really did like the match, but so does UCal. Well, the Dragon would have been the bigger prize here. Sponge just hanging around Dragon. They're going to say, well...
that a lot today. Not knowing when the Dragon...
But they're like, okay, we'll get a turret instead. That's fine, and then we'll get the Dragon after that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, getting a turret instead of a Rift Heralds.
It's all 1+1.
Feels good.
Yeah, one turret with it.
We do have TP. Yeah, you can't deny it either. You have to get it. The calling comes out. Culling and LazyFeel is already super low. So about that Dragon Prio, we're just going to use the Rift Herald to get it. Will BNK. And
hey, BNK.
That DRX can do.
With a Lucian ult, I mean, that's Clear still in the bottom lane.
Well, Andil might just die. He is going to crash back Flash away, barely survives.
And they will get the dragon. And, you know, they group towards him. If DRX had tried to chase there, they end up dying, and dragon does go over. So a kind of weird set of events that happened there and transpired is a turret with a wave here. So
there are a lot of people here.
Oh,
look at that! Sun on the run! Vikla, no, the one thing you couldn't do! But a massive impale, will it matter? Raptors going the wrong way! And he just dies!
Sponge with the charm as well onto him as he transforms to Ari.
Ah, that's why. That was crazy, and they're just gonna get the Otacon.
Oh boy. I mean, I was like, okay, this time it makes sense. There's no dragon, there's Otacon though, and you want to get that turret. So this time the group up with the wave they actually had does make sense, but Vikla dashes right into rocks. It's like a, you know, a bird that thinks there's a
Yeah, top and bot.
Rich has his ultimate as well, so you could do a lot with this.
Stun on a Raptor. Wall's coming down. There's your siege, but instead it's just a fight. UCal, meanwhile, going head-to-head with multiple guys. The cleanse comes out, and the culling does as well, but Raptor's already dead. So Diablo takes a nice trade against UCal, but the rest of his team not in a great spot.
I mean,
seeing their jungler.
They didn't get the turret. They got a kill. It wasn't the cleanest execution.
No, that was not what we wanted to see. Absolutely not. Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, Rich here is trying to defend his turret with a little bit of help from the Hex Gates.
I think Claire's just dead. Yeah, he's just getting 1v1 by UCal, and his team lost position. Meanwhile, DRX are getting the
how
dragon.
are they getting the dragon and a kill on the top side of the map?
B&K are lost. Big Club. All right.
They already had the dragon!
They already got the dragon.
There.
They knew.
It was gone!
And another charm onto the Skarner. And now a big knockup comes in, and the resets are here. I mean, once one team starts getting resets, they're gonna win the fight.
Yeah, very snowbally, very volatile fight. I don't
Maybe he thought it was only Sponge. Like, if it's only Sponge, then maybe. But then why is he, you know, putting his mist up against that wall? Oh man.
All right, well, this could get interesting.
Yeah, the Randuins. Rich is like, yeah, you want to go 1v1 me? 1v1 me right now, Rich says, and then he calls over his buddy, and it's not very fair. I mean, that does mean that Clear is going to die.
He almost didn't even need UCal as, here's a fight.
Oh, that's a charm. That's a big one on the Sponge, but Ondil going to spare the blushes of the team. But you see the heal coming out of the kill, and he's trying his best on the Melio. He's like, I don't know, they picked me Melio. I don't know how to play this champ. No, he's playing.
He was the last one to play it. He knows how to play it, but it's not about the Melio mastery. It's about how this comp doesn't necessarily work well together from behind. And with a lack of map control here, it gets a little bit tricky, and they've made some poor decisions around the map. And DRX, almost 3,000 gold up here, kind of poised to. But I feel like I'm already ready to believe again. I'm ready to believe.
All right, send it.
Ondil.
All right, send it. Rich is going in, but he's very tanky. Has to flash the charm. So, yeah, I mean, they got the flash from both Kellen and Diablo. So I suppose that's worth. And now, Diablo dashes forward. This is Diablo, after all. This is what he does.
He's doing it very well.
Yeah, he's actually skirting right around the edge. And look at this Sponge! He's going to get caught! And now, the rest of DRX has to just run away. Diablo getting on in there on a Rich, who has to ult away. And at least DRX abandoned ship at the right time. While I say that, Ondil coming back in. A little stun. Ondil? No? Okay, well, he's dead. He's going to try to save his Talia. And meanwhile, UCal says, no, I'd rather not be saved. I'm going in. 1v5, I got this. And he does. He's got the kill.
Okay.
He actually does.
Scuttle Crab's troll us all. We're going to Raptor's first-person view on this play. Instantly follows on this Viego.
Crazy reaction.
That was actually crazy. Like, you know, when you watch it live, you're like, okay, whatever. But when you see it from his vision and the snap reaction, that's the cleanse and the back away that buys a little bit of space
they're
here.
Just doing Baron, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sponge's Raptor rather is just dead. And so he wasn't able to even contest. Because now wall comes down. Nice charm off of the wall. And DRX trying to decide if they want to go for this fight. Melio in a lot of trouble. Kellen just dies, but Ondil might pay for it as well. But Clear goes in, takes out the Talia. Lazyfield is the one guy that has to fight up against everybody if they want to save their Baron buff. In goes Vikla. He's just tied to the Ezreal. No, Vikla. As Lazyfield, he's getting Qs. He's getting Qs on the Raptor, and he lives because of the lifesteal. Just barely.
Look at those smiles. Look at those smiles. I don't even know what team they're fans of. But that's
They're having a great time.
That's what you're gonna have. Raptor on the chase. Hold on. Hold on.
Nah.
On the line. 30 minutes in.
Trying to fight for this. I mean, they're pretty low. Some heals coming out from the Melio. And yeah, I guess DRX without their lazy field, who died at some point. They're just going to let it go.
Yeah, and he has Flash. Not sure if he had it when he died.
Did he Arcane Shift into Skarner again?
Okay, we're watching Lazy Feel in this fight. Yes.
Some good Korean.
I mean, really good spacing.
Yeah.
And also his Korean, as you mentioned, very good. His teammates have said that he has really improved on it and worked on it. However, after this really cool happy feel moment, he then dies in this exchange that we jumped into late where he got Magnet Stormed and Impaled, and then they lost the Dragon. So, so like, it was a happy story, and now it's a little sad story. But
it's like a poke war, but Clear's only hitting the Scion. So that's got to be cleared up. And in goes Lazy Feel, and the culling does quite a lot. The charm is big on a Rich, but he has that massive health pool. Somehow Clear missed that one as well.
Rich is so low that if another, okay, Diablo does get the range extend here, but Rich is out of there. I feel like if they stayed around and he had that as that was coming up on cooldown there, then Rich probably dead.
Baron! BNK! What are you doing? Get over there, it's gone! It's too late! BNK, no!
Yeah, this time there was never supposed to be a cross map.
They could just get the Hextech Soul instead. I don't know if they can get it
I was going to say, like, there wasn't really a cross map available. There's kind of this awkward timing, but with Hex Gates,
look at the wall. They're like, please don't do it. Please, no.
Okay, that's a big shock blast.
Yep. Oh, Ondel. Ondel is going. He says, all right, I'm going to send it.
He is, in fact, sending it. Lazy Feel!
Whoa! Well, he's got a nice little plant here.
Got a redemption and the plant. Clear if he hits a shock blast. Not going to hit.
Yeah, not going to hit this time. And it could be huge. I mean, they're going to just go for the fight instead. Meanwhile, Vikla just dies. He had Flash. And he just dies out of nowhere. Lazyfield is not part of the fight, though. He is totally on the right side, zoned away. But it still means that DRX is going to get this trade.
So 2 back-to-back. 3 for 3.
Please tell me DRX ends it on this push.
They have 1 minute
left on
on Baron.
I don't know if I can take any more Wolf.
One more.
Please.
1 minute left on Baron.
It has taken quite a while. I mean, they got it for free.
Diablo, whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa! Whoa! He didn't get hit by Rich.
Hold your horses.
He didn't. Rich didn't get him. Rich, he tried to get him. He didn't get him. He didn't have Flash or Cleanse. That was an insane dash forward there. I thought that was the end of the game.
Insane.
I thought that was the end of the game.
You're right. Okay, we're doing it again. Charm on a Rich, the Impale on a Rich. Can they kill the Scion? Turns out, yes. If they do that, they can.
Can they defend their inhibitor? Rich is trying to kill him.
Diablo specifically, because there is... he's doing a lot of damage, though. Rich, get behind Rich.
Back massage.
Get behind the Sponge, who is not Sponge. It's actually Rich.
Redemption heals a lot of the damage. Raptor looking for an Impale angle, but the prio targets are so hard to get to. So hard to get to.
You can't just give this up. You can't end the game in time. And now they're just going to try to fight. They don't have the positioning. Vikla goes in the charm on a Lazy Field, but now the counter engage. They don't get Lazy Field, but he's not doing damage. We do have a Impale on a Rich. Why? That's not important, but they're eventually going to be able to take him out. They're also going to get Ondil.
Can they live? Because the Hextech Soul went over. It's going to buy some space. Rich's Hextech procs actually help them get away. They need to recall as soon as possible. And it looks like BNK are just going to go straight to Baron.
They ultimately get away.
They win the fight, but they lose the Hextech Soul, and DRX get away. The game doesn't end, but we're going to have to get value out of this Baron somehow, some way. This game is going to give me a heart attack, Valdez. And 5.5 minutes to the Elder. I guess maybe that's where it'll end, but BNK going to try to use this Baron.
Challengers, baby.
There's only, like, the outer turret is up in bottom lane. The only lane they can push through is mid, and with Hextech.
Yeah, I mean, they look like it. Right?
Right?
Right? Okay.
That's your teammate, don't shock blast.
Please don't shock blast Raptor. I doesn't enjoy that.
Unfortunately, a lot of our mild sarcasm aside, I think both these teams are really feeling the pressure. Like, this is one of the most insane games I've ever cast.
It's so messy.
Both sides have made mistakes. You do not want to be the guy who makes the mistake that loses you the game or the series. In the case of BNK, but DRX with a 1-game lead in this one, so mistakes are bound to happen. It's not the cleanest League of Legends we've ever seen from these two teams, even. But still, Baron for 90 more seconds. Now sieging the red buff. Slow and steady.
All right, a fight,
on the flank.
On the red buff, and now they're just so deep in there as the ult goes in on the Diablo. Big Impale, but Raptor is stuck in the middle of it. Vikla trying to do the damage. but he's going to eventually go down to one. Mystic shot is enough. And guess what? We talked about the resets. Who's got the resets? It's Sponge on the Viego.
Diablo back against the wall there. Vikla goes in. It's an Ari. It's a Lucian comp. You went in for your last chance, your last fight on the red buff.
Well, they got it, Wolf. They got the red buff.
Red buff for Nexus. That's a new one.
Clear has the red buff. He has it. Now he's trying to clear the wave.
Yeah, he's going to need another shot blast.
I suggest. But, yeah, he's going to go in. I mean, the cannon is alive, though. They're going to get him down to his GA. Cannon alive. Do they have a wave, actually? It's only one. The CC comes in, and they keep the wave alive.
They have it.
They keep the wave alive, and in 44 minutes, DRX will complete their 2-0 of BNK tonight.
Win the game, you know? Like, they choked because they were starting to feel the pressure of, oh my god, they have Hextech Soul. We got this Baron. It's a miracle. We'll probably never get another chance like this. We have to push for it. But they whiffed the execution. The timing is off. Clear desperately tries to clear the wave. I want everyone to watch Rich bounce in his chair as the Nexus explodes, because that was my personal favorite part of this.
Yeah.
Oh, Yukal as well, he's doing that. I didn't see him last time.
End it.
There goes Rich doing the bounce.
Please.
It was a feel-good when you're a BNK fan, or a Diablo fan, or anyone else. I feel like the feeling is pretty different.
Literally anyone else.
I feel like I'm not feeling the same joy that I saw on the players' faces.
I feel mildly uncomfortable.
Although to be honest, watching the players feel that joy made me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, that was a good feeling.
That made me feel better.
Wholesome. We did not break any records. We only got 40 kills, so.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dear for the POM interview translation, joined by Yukal on the side of DRX. A clean 2-0 victory, kicking off round 2. How do you feel? No, we didn't have a great start in round 1, and we wanted to stay focused to make sure that we win in round 2. And I'm so happy that we were able to win today. And this is your first LCK POM. So thoughts on your performance today? How would you rate yourself? I made some mistakes, but the overall play style was pretty good. So I would say about 8 out of 10. No, I felt like the players have really good chemistry within each other. And actually, right after the match, during the ceremony time, Sponge put the spotlight on you. Did you notice? No, honestly, Sponge is not that kind of a person. How strange. So why do you think that was? Maybe he was just really embarrassed to be on camera.
생각도 드는데 유칼 선수의 활약으로 오늘 연승에 성공을 하셨습니다. 사실 연패 기간 동안 유칼 선수가 10시간 넘도록
you were able to go ahead and get your win streak with the victory today. And during the series of losses, you would play solo queue for about over 10 hours and continue to communicate with your fans through social media. And the way you work so hard is so impressive. So what was your mindset at the time? No, I think I was at the brink of maybe perhaps losing my confidence, and I think my coaching staff told me that I need to keep my confidence to be able to perform well and for good results. So I think I just tried to really keep myself up and keep my energy up. So I think that's what really showed up. And let's take a look at that moment that you missed. The Sponge actually passed the spotlight to you. I guess he was really waiting for some sort of a winning ceremony, so I'll prepare that next time. And to talk about Game 1, it was just so bloody with the highest kill count of the season so far. And at some point, the Fed Gwen kept dying, and it looked like you guys were almost losing control. So what kind of comms were going on as a team? No, I think we're able to, well, we know that our team is capable of coming back whether we're in the lead or behind. So I think that's just something that we're talking about as a team, to actually come back from falling behind. And Game 2 was just as chaotic.
유칼 선수는
And in moments like this, it's so crucial to stay focused, and you seem to keep the team spirit up.
사실
So what kind of mindset do you have to sort of keep the team's energy up?
이기든 지든 항상 좋은 분위기를 유지하려고 노력합니다.
You know, whether we win or lose, I try to make sure that we have a good energy as a team. So do you think you feel responsible for that?
그런 거를 좀 만들려고 해요.
Honestly, I personally don't like playing with a really bad mood or anything like that. So it's almost automatic for me. You know, we actually watched a DRX team content video, and you seem to express so much affection towards LazyFeel. And you even mentioned that it feels like having a girlfriend who's 6 years younger. So what is LazyFeel to Yukal? You know, the more I look at this guy, he's so cute, almost like a seal.
뭐하냐 지금 이런데 이제 레이지필 선수는 뭐하냐 지금 약간 이런 식으로 되게 귀여운 식으로
I
항상
guess
그러는데 옆에서
the way
보는데
he
정말
speaks
귀엽더라고요.
Korean and
그래서
asks me,
참
"What are you
빠진 것
doing?"
같습니다.
It's just so cute. He's just so adorable. He's young and really.
안 배워서 그게 다행인 것 같아요.
It's also. I'm just really relieved that he doesn't know a lot of Korean curse words yet.
사실 1세트도
Any message over to LazyFeel?
오히려 이제 경험 있는 사람들이 다 던지고 레이지필만 안 죽었어가지고 그런
You
것도
know,
되게
in game
너무
one,
잘한다고
I
생각이
think
들어서 앞으로도 잘
even the veterans are dying,
강합시다.
but LazyFeel managed to keep himself alive and he was surviving. He was playing well amongst all the youngs and older brothers who are dying. So I just feel so proud of him. And now that you secured your win streak, your next opponent is T1.
이기던 지든 한번 도전을 해보는 걸로 하고
You know, it's always daunting to face Faker, but whether we win or lose, we'll try to bring out the best performance we can have, and we'll try our best to win again. And that's the end of the interview with Yukal. And back to the space. Thank you.